So, the title of today's post is Bought the Dream House Cash. And this is on the main Neville subreddit, the main part of the sub. So, I posted a while back about a financial windfall. Just wanted to make the update that yes, we bought a lovely house, no mortgage, with money that to the naked eye came out of nowhere. Of course, we know better. It's been wonderful for my family and a lifelong dream come true for me. In fact, my best friend texted me screenshots of a letter I'd written to her over 7 years ago. In it, I told her in my perfect future, we'd both be moms and that our children would be of a certain age. We'd be hanging out and I'd watch them playing in the sprinklers of my future backyard. Specifically through white French doors, which I didn't even realize until I'd read that letter that I had with a perfect view of the backyard. Well, I have every single one of those things I wrote about. I even had a boy and a girl in the order I had decided. I wrote this before my husband and I were trying to even conceive when we were still renting a tiny apartment. I will say, I've always been creating a specific life for myself, but Neville's techniques really helped me focus. What has worked best for me, and everyone's different, is I do SATs, but I sort of do it throughout the day. Example, wherever I have downtime, I'll browse real estate, million-dollar homes. I eye them critically, knowing the money will be there with plenty to spare when it's time to relocate. We're just not ready yet, enjoying our starter home for a while. I used to do this before at this budget as well, before I had any 3D indication that this was possible. If you'd asked me before, and with no knowledge of Neville, I'd say buying a home was somewhere deep in a 10-year plan, and we'd have to eat ramen for 9.5 of those years. But I did know Neville's techniques, so I persisted. I'm constantly playing games. I don't think of it as proof of my abilities, just fact. I can tweak my reality at whim. And if I don't see it right away in my 3D, I don't think of it that way. I envision it as realistically as I can, a sort of SATs. Like a memory. Example, the license plate 1234. If I don't see it now, it's not a failure. I see the memory of it instead and rest assured that I can't not see what I've already seen in the past. Speaking of the memory technique, to elaborate, I talk, think, and act in my own mind as if I've already experienced it, like reflecting on a memory as opposed to something that has yet to happen. Right now, I'm experiencing that larger house in a safer city where I'm financially in a place to support not only myself, but my extended family with ease and luxury without working. I am happy, my family is happy and safe, I am relaxed, I am generous, and we travel often. I choose my projects carefully. Do I believe I can alter/design any aspect of my reality? In theory, yes, but I think it would be more trouble than it's worth to say, make the sky pink, or convince my skeptic husband about Neville. Could I? Yes. Do I care enough to invest as much energy as I think I'd need to? No. Could I convince myself that I could wake up tomorrow 20 pounds lighter? Yes. Do I think it's less difficult for my inner scripts to allow it to happen gradually? Yes. Which probably resulted in me getting nightly heartburn so intense that I stopped midnight snacking, which has resulted in gradual weight loss. The laughing emoji. Revision. When I start to feel myself sliding in and into doubt, anxiety, depression, 3D events contrary to my preference, I ignore when possible and then revise. I do allow myself to feel those emotions when I can't fully ignore, though, because blocking them has never worked for me. But I vent, then I revise it as if it didn't happen. I've stopped talking to people about my goals, at least not seriously. I might make a joking comment about how I will have X someday, but I laugh when they laugh. Keep it light. Inside, I know my truth. I like that a lot. Skills I am working on. Details. There have been 1,000 times that I've intended something and then gone on to experience something so close, but not exactly how I saw it. Example, I wanted a new car, got a new car, but it wasn't the make or model I envisioned. I'm grateful, but I'm looking at it as part of the bridge of incidents. However, I need to find a balance between specificity and satisfaction, not getting hung up on it. I may have pictured a house in a specific city, but I ended up in another. Quite frankly, I love it so much more than its original vision, as if my subconscious knew better, which is confusing. More importantly, being more present and enjoying the fruits of my labor. I have what I wanted all my life. I'm learning to relax and enjoy the 3D I've created, being grateful and soaking in the spoils of success. The more grateful I am, the more confident I am in my ability to build my experience. At the end of the day, I can rest assured that life is a fun game and everything works out beautifully for me. And that last sentence is in quotes, everything works out beautifully for me. That's a great affirmation. It's similar to one that I've used a lot, which is everything is working in my favor. So, Corvius, the top comment on this post, says, this entire story and the way you talk about how you manifest is absolute fucking gold. I've been trying to find ways to articulate this, and you have done it so perfectly. Especially when you said, could I convince myself I could wake up tomorrow 20 pounds lighter? Exactly. Every time it says, well, why don't you just manifest having $10 billion tomorrow? This is my response. And it's not natural for me to believe it's possible. So for me, it isn't working. Also, I act in my own mind as if I've already experienced it, like reflecting on a memory as opposed to something that has yet to happen. This is exactly what I do. I found it to be so effective. I also do not do SATs in the traditional way. I do it periodically throughout the day when I'm bored, and usually only for a few minutes until it makes me involuntarily smile or I get goosebumps. I just do it because I like the feeling of remembering my desire, and poof, it shows up. Brilliant post. Congratulations on the windfall and the house. I like that comment too on that. It reminds me of when I was reading, Napoleon Hill has several books, and sometimes he touches on different stories. I don't remember if it was from The Law of Success or Think and Grow Rich, but a lot of the successful people that he interviewed have a similar practice where they'll just go on walks and they will essentially do SATs while they're on a walk or in their free time. One inventor, and now it's on the tip of my tongue. I think, was it the guy that invented the light bulb, Edison? No. Somebody used to sit back in a chair with a glass ball or a metal ball of sorts over a bowl until he would get very drowsy, and then the ball would make a sound and then cause him to wake up. But he would kind of drift in and out of this state while he would come up and envision these new ideas and inventions that he was creating. And so it reminds me of that. And also John Kehoe, his course, Mind Power. I've mentioned him before on this channel. He's a great teacher. There's a lot of these teachers. Obviously, we've been focused on Neville in the recent posts that we've been making on this channel, but John Kehoe is another extremely insightful. His teachings are so valuable, and he specifically differentiates the difference between imagining something as a future thing versus the feeling that you get, the sensation that you get when you see that something's already happened. And in his course, Mind Power, he goes over an exercise where he creates the experience of winning a marathon, and he creates it as a future tense, as that you know that it's going to happen and that it's just happened. There's three. I think there's a future, a present, and a past, as if this has already happened. It is so. And he says in that specific part of his course how much more powerful it is to utilize that version, the it has already happened, and viewing it as a memory rather than in the future tense. Anyways, guys, hopefully you found this good. I love this post, so I wanted to share it, and let me know what you think in the comments. If this resonated with you, what other posts you'd like to see coming from me here in the near future. And with that being said, hit me with a like, hit me with a comment, hit me with a subscribe. We are very close to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm extremely stoked to get to that. It's a huge milestone for me, and I look forward to it, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.